Hi there, in this video we'll be taking a look at this huge set of alligator clips, 80 pieces, so I'm guessing made with recycled material, nice. I'm guessing 40 red, 40 black, that's a lot of them. I honestly don't remember how much this was, but I'm guessing around 4 or 5 euros or something like that. It was really cheap, I think. I hope I'm not wrong. It was an impulse buy. I wasn't planning on getting something like this, but I was in Lidl, saw it, and honestly couldn't help myself. And I'm going to show you why I couldn't help myself. Make sure you don't cut yourself trying to open this box. Normally these things are in general much more expensive, but we'll see if these are only cheap or cheap and good quality. I hope the latter. If you want to read, feel free to read right here. Maximum 24 volts, danger of electric shock, cross sections from 1.5 to 2.5 square millimeter. That's okay, quite hefty. IAN number if anybody needs it. Sometimes people request it on YouTube. Let's see these fellows. Yoo-hoo! And why they have the danger of electric shock? Because above 24 volts, if you touch it and it grounds to you, or you touch both of them, you are going to get shocked, get zapped. So that's not going to be fun at all, I can tell you. And they seem to have this screw right here that you can actually directly put wires through them and into that and tighten it into the screw. Not sure exactly how you make a loop with the wire or what's the plan here. Maybe manual tells us, but I'm hoping something else is also valid. We'll find out in a moment if it is or if it's not. I think I brought the wrong thing right here. Be back in a second. This is what I wanted to bring out, and I'm crossing my fingers and hoping. They were not advertised for that, but I'm still hoping. Please fit, please fit, please fit. They freaking fit. They are awesome. So I'm not going to use them with wires. I could if I want, but I want to use them like this. Again, for low voltage. I will not use them obviously for high voltage uninsulated like this, because if you touch them you get zapped. So there's that. For higher voltages, let me show you, we have something like this. So an insulation on top of them. If you peel back the insulation, more or less, any day now, doesn't want to get peeled, more or less, you see it, you kind of get the same thingy right here, but instead of a screw you get something that's soldered. So that's the difference. But for me, I don't need the higher voltage. At the end of the day, I could find insulator like this and make them I don't know, able to be used on higher voltages, but I don't need to. For my purpose with them, it's always low voltage, and for higher voltage I have the original ones from the PicTech power supply that can go to 60 volts. So I'm not going to use them for that, but for this huge set, which has connectors also in the back, so I can and yeah, separate video for this set obviously. I can go something like this. So I have let's take a red one. I have a connection here. Let me bring a red one, because otherwise people might get mad in the comments. So yellow with red together, they can be used for positive. You can use whatever you want, just keep track of them. So you have connections like this. You connect onto something there, and then from here you go and connect to something else, and this plugs into your power supply, and now you can have two things running at the same voltage in parallel. So yeah, it's really nice to have these freaking thingies, to use them with banana plugs. They were not advertised, but I was quite sure when I looked through the plastic and saw some holes down there. I said, I'm suspecting they will fit banana plugs, and they do. So now it's freaking awesome. Let's take a look at the manual and see how they want to use them with cables, because obviously you can use them with cables in a fixed type of scenario, not like this, but I'm going to use them mostly like this. Romanian and English anywhere. Ah, come on. Okay. So you put the wire through the hole. Okay. It comes out, and they want you to squeeze it. And then they also want you. So let's see. So if it's less than less or equal to 1.5 millimeter, you put it through the hole. It comes there, and you tighten it under the screw, something like that. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Honestly, I would let me try. Be back. Kind of forgot to show you this thing right here. So they tell us 1 amp max. Yes, they want you to be safe. I think they can take more, but yeah, don't quote me on that, and do what this says, not what I say. And yeah, risk of electric shock because they are open again, 24 volt. How to clean them, whatever, service, and again, next other languages, and this is the PDF, and wife with daughter in the background, and the cat. So yeah, so quite thin wire. Let me make sure I undo this. Oh, come on. Rotate this just a tiny bit so it allows you to get it through here. You need to get it out that hole, so that's not necessarily gonna be easy, but it went through the hole, so that's great. Stays there, and I would pull it as much as it allows me to and rotate it on the screw itself to get as much contact as possible and make sure it cannot escape from there, and then simply tighten it. And now you have your connected wire. As you can see, look at the wire, and you can wiggle it. It's not moving, so it will not break easily. It's moving just inside here, and it's bending like I would bend it here, which is okay. You don't want just the wire itself to bend, and in this configuration the wire is not bending, so that's going to work absolutely fine. This is the version for small wires, 1.5 to 2.5. They want you to squeeze it basically. Okay, so here we are doing something else. We are actually squeezing the wire inside. Let me see that. Aha, so you are getting it out, putting in here, and just squeezing the metal. But this is, let me show you. I'm really not keen on doing this, honestly, but I get the point. Be back after I find the thick wire. So let's see. Put this onto the wire itself. Put this in the hole. Honestly, the screw, if I have a thick wire, I would just get rid of it, because otherwise it might just fall on it by itself in a while, or just fully tighten it. It's up to you. And at this point you just squeeze it. For me it's really hard to decide to squeeze this one, because if I squeeze it, it will not work anymore obviously for what I'm using with the banana plugs. So I'm fighting with myself to demonstrate to you how it needs to be used, and this will hurt a bit too much for me, but it is what it is. I need to show you. Squeeze it right in there. This wire isn't going anywhere. This is already on your wire, and in theory you come back with it, put it in there, and it works a bit of a strain release up to a certain point, and your wire is stuck in there. So yeah, these things are nice. The only downside, again, they are not insulated, so only up to 24 volts. Above that you really do need some sort of insulation, but I'm thinking you could fabricate something from this sort of heat shrink, but heat shrink is not proper insulation, because heat shrink is not the silicone type that this has, so heat shrink will get damaged in time. So again, if you want higher voltages, just buy the proper thing. But yeah, overall what I feel, it's really stiff, but not too stiff to be able to use it. It looks nice, as you can see in there. The it's not a nut, the rivet looks nicely done, nicely riveted. Shape of it really well controlled. Tip of it bites nicely in here, and they are parallel to each other. Yeah, these are good quality, and they were cheap. Again, sorry, I don't remember the price. Impulse buy, I just went for it. I was hoping they work with banana, and they do work with banana, and also they work with wires. It's best of every world out there, minus the higher voltage. But yeah, and I'm actually going to be putting this back and tightening it in place, just so I don't lose it. Oh, yikes. I think the screw has, yeah, you know what's happening here? The screw has under its head a zone, I'm going to show you in a moment, where it doesn't have a thread anymore. So I think it reached that zone. Do you see it right there? So it went too deep. If I would put a wire, let me test. In case there's a problem with this, we need to know. So let me clean a bit of a wire. I cannot make a short video of anything. I think I can take a short video and make it long just by watching it. Anyway, let's take a thin wire like this. I'm not going to be putting it in through the hole, because not possible anymore, is it? Just through here. Screw needs to start going in there, because I need it to rotate the wire around it. Ah, come on. Whew. Why is it everything harder when you are actually filming? Okay. Now take the wire and loop it around the screw and tighten the screw. Let's see what happens. Keep it in place, because we are in a weird situation now. Yeah, no, it's not escaping, that is it. It's fully tightened. So the problem is that it went too deep, the screw itself, because there was nothing underneath it. The second you put something underneath, it catches nicely in there, doesn't go too deep, and all is well. So yeah, from my point of view, this video is done. I don't need more. I'm going to actually gift a few of them to my father and to a few friends, because I have too many. Anyway, that's about it. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. Check out my other videos, subscribe to the channel for weird videos like this, many of them with Parkside tools. It helps a lot in the algorithm if you subscribe and comment, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye.